Hello beautiful people, welcome to this week's episode of the Whole 9 Years 2.0. As always, I'm your host, Rebona Silla. And first of all, as you can notice in this very beautiful scenario, you know what? It is what it is. This video is sponsored by Culture Cafe. Culture Cafe is right opposite Nairobi Muslim Academy in South Sea, along Mohoho Avenue. So one exciting thing about me doing this is the fact that every single order you make on cake and dessert, you get a 10% discount off. And for seating and deliveries and takeaway, it's also a 10% discount off for cakes and desserts. However, if you'd like catering services, which they also offer, can you imagine you can either come sit, you can order from home, or if you're having a baby shower or a birthday, you're welcome to offer their catering services where every single thing is 10% off, not just the desserts. Isn't that amazing? So you just have to use the code JOY. If you want to ask any more questions in regards to the discount, you can DM me or you comment down below and then I'll give you all the details you need to know. Yes? Okay, so let's get right into the video. As you can see, this beautiful lady right here, this is a very good friend of mine, Beryl. We'll go back like Tango from 1. And right now, where we figured, we can't, tumepitia, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, we've literally been through it, you know? But it feels very nice to have like the ride or die girls that just root for you from day one. And that's why I've decided to bring her on board. Yeah, so I'm just gonna let her introduce herself before I tell you what today's episode is all about.
Hi, my name is Beryl Ligala, and I'm a close friend of Joy. And I'm happy to be here and do this. Yeah.
Look, she's so soft-spoken when you compare to my loud ass self, but it's okay. So the reason I brought Beryl here is because I feel like a lot of you who watch my content, we're basically along the same stage in our lives where we've just finished campus or we're about to finish campus and we're merging into the world, yeah? And someone like Beryl has literally been through that, yeah? Amemaliza campus, kaenda KSL, as in she's been through it. She can tell you first-hand information about what it's like. So I wanted to just have a sit down of just what it's like to just be in that space in your life where you're tarmacking, you're also having a different change in your friends. Also, there's also a change in how certain people treat you, per se, or how you treat yourself because you're not in that cocoon anymore. Yeah? So let's get right into it. Welcome. All right, so are you ready to spill some tea?
Yes.
Get it? It sounded funny in my head. Yeah, so let me ask you, well, first things first, like the minute, you know how everyone is usually excited to menda graduation square, to mefanya graduation party, and then that whole congratulations messages imeisha and now it hits you.
Yeah.
Now I'm literally in the outside world.
Yeah.
Na saa hapa ni kujitegemea. What was that moment like for you?
Okay. I'm remembering right after my graduation. I graduated in December, right before Christmas.
Yeah.
So I think when we came back from Shags, after Christmas, that's when it hit like, whoa, okay, now it's time to sort yourself in terms of, say, the direction you want to go in terms of your career, money-wise, figure things out, and just life in general. So it was, for me, okay, like after I graduated with my undergrad, immediately after I went for my postgraduate diploma, now KSL, Kenya School of Law. So I was still in like the whole school phase. So now after I've graduated from Kenya School of Law, now it's hitting me that, okay, now you're literally in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how it was. Let me say I was a bit cushioned because I was still going through school.
Yeah.
So I was still depending on my parents at the time for like upkeep, school fees and just pocket money. But then now that, you know, now school is done. Now it's really hit home.
Right.
Yeah.
So what was the phase like with friendship?
When it comes to friendship, like in campus, we all had like a clique.
Yeah, everyone has
squad.
their own squad.
Yeah.
With me.
So for my squad, most of us separated in terms of relocating to different countries or some went to KSL, some didn't go to KSL, so it was split
Right.
in a way. But then we would make efforts to just keep in touch. But I could definitely tell after campus, if you don't make the effort to reach out,
Yeah.
and if people reach out to you and you're not making yourself available, then all those 4 years plus of friendship can just go down the
like that,
drain. It can deteriorate for a while. Maybe let me say the first year, yeah, it can really deteriorate. Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah. But I think that's also when you get to see, okay, this person is someone who I can talk to when I'm down, or when, you know, we can still be in school together. We could be in different countries. We could be doing something different. They could be succeeding better or even at a faster rate than me. But that's when you get to see if someone really wishes you well, if someone is, you know, making conscious efforts to be there for you. Because when you're studying in the same school, your classes are at the same time, so definitely you have time to meet. You're always together. But now when everyone is doing their own thing, and now it's about people sacrificing and going the extra mile to like create time and make themselves available, some people just don't find it convenient for them. Yeah, so sometimes you get to see whether your friendship or you guys hanging out was a matter of convenience, or if there was something deeply rooted. Yeah.
So now that I'm seeing you with some pointers, I'm just gonna let you just let it out loud. You might just vent.
Okay.
I'm just gonna let you have your space.
So for me, the lessons I've learned from life after campus, I divided them into 3: career-wise, money-wise, and just friendships or relationships, platonic or non-platonic, even relationships like with your family and the people around you.
Right.
So I'll start with the career journey. And my first point was expect to tarmac.
Okay.
Tarmac in terms of sending your
CV.
CV, even telling your parents or your guardians or your family members to assist you with their networking connections to help you get a placement somewhere. Like, it's just a season of waiting and hoping for the best. And during this tarmacking season, it can really put some people down, because you can see, okay, I graduated with this person, they're already in a nice job, me, I'm still waiting. Maybe you had a first class and then they had a pass, and then you're like, why do they have it? Why are they? It seems like they're having it easy. So there are 2 points there: expect to tarmac, and be patient with your journey. Don't let pressure get to you. Whether it's someone else's success or someone else's failure, don't let it get to your head, because it will be there. Your friends might be getting jobs faster, paid internships. You're in an unpaid internship and you're wondering, okay, why isn't my career journey kicking off as
like
much or as fast? Yeah. So just expect to tarmac. It's normal. You might tarmac longer than others. You might tarmac shorter, for a shorter period than others, but it's part of it. It's part of the whole journey. And when you see your colleagues and your counterparts succeeding, just be happy for them.
Let it go.
Yeah, because your time will come.
For sure.
And you want people to be happy for you.
Right. There's a thing I was saying for like in 2020, we need to learn to clap for others until it's time for other people to clap for you.
Yeah.
But let me ask, what happens to a lot of people have that key inferiority complex, where you genuinely just start to doubt yourself. And to doubt, because a lot of people start to think maybe it's the papers just got me here and it needs to be the same. So what's the easiest way? Is there a way to overcome that kind of thing, pressure?
Let me give my scenario for as an example. After school, after now Kenya School of Law, I did my pupillage, which is like a 6-month, let me just call it an internship at a law firm. So afterwards, many of my friends, or actually some of them, were not, the law firms where they did their pupillage, the law firms were letting them go.
Right.
And for me, the law firm retained me. So at some point I started feeling like, do I even deserve to be here? I know other people who are more qualified. Am I even good enough? And what helped me is venting to my friends about it. And I'm thankful for a really good support system, and they really cheered me on, encouraged me, even just opening up to some colleagues, not all.
You gotta know who to trust out here.
Yeah, and who to talk to. They would encourage me and reinforce that idea of, you're here for a reason, you're here for a purpose, so always put your best foot forward. That's another lesson I've learned after campus. You'll doubt yourself, it's true. There are times your work output might not always be stellar and the way you'd want it to be. But as long as you put your best foot forward, just keep on reminding yourself that I did what I could, I gave it my best, and even journal it down, for example, so that one day when you're feeling low, you can remember, oh my God, there was this project I was submitting, I didn't think it was good enough, but I actually got a really good comment about it. So the next time you're feeling low, when you look back at that note, it will
so you just have ways of expressing it so that it doesn't get to you.
Yeah. Because also if you just keep quiet about it, man, it can get to you. And then it'll manifest itself. Sometimes you won't have even psych to go to work as early as you would. Maybe that's the time now. If you used to get to work at 7:30, now you're just getting to work at 8 p.m. because you're like, do I even deserve it? I'm not even motivated. I don't know if things will get better. Remind yourself every time of those small accomplishments, small or
like
big.
you celebrate the small wins, right? Oh, I hear you. Let me say, for me in the creative industry, and it's so hard to look at those small wins because everyone because for us, a lot of people regard success as being seen on TV or your work being seen out in public. Then a lot of creatives tend to not look at the those little wins for OMG, I managed to photograph for someone and this thing came through on the Instagram, stuff like that. So trust me, your point has gone straight home, because the small wins are what keeps you going, the one that people don't get to see.
And remind yourself of them, because if you don't remind yourself, then what was the point of celebrating it and just forgetting it behind there? Do community service. While you're tamaking and waiting for that interview or that response about your job application, do community service. I've realized it really goes a long way in making you look community conscious and just keeping you in touch with reality. Just reminding yourself that, I'm in a community, I can do this for the community even if I'm not being paid. Just to make the world a better place. As much as it helps your CV, it also builds you and your character and some values, like if you're supposed to be reporting to your community service place at 8 a.m. if you keep up that consistency, you're already grooming yourself for the workplace such that if you get a job and they want you to get to the place by 8 a.m., you're used to this.
So you're
used to
learn
dedication.
Like that self-discipline aspects of life.
I have for career journey, put your best foot forward. Oh, and something else. Try everything. Expect to even land in a different profession that you didn't even study for.
I have so many questions on this one, but yes,
try everything. Just be open-minded.
So let me ask. I've met people who did, I'm just going to speak on my field. I've met people who did communication, like electronic media, like they wanted to be on sets, they wanted to be, but then they ended up being like, let's say in a bank, in a nini. And then there's your comfortability that comes with it, for you're able to pay your bills, you're able to finance your family, you're able to, like, you get really comfortable with that paycheck after paycheck. Like, how is that? How do you, like, what do you think people can do, okay, from your own experience or your own opinion of what can someone do to make sure that they don't deviate from what they wanted from the beginning? You get, because I wanted this, but this is what I got, and I couldn't say no, because at the end of the day, I also want something for myself. And then along the way, you start getting kidogo comfortable, and it's like, it's been 6 years, and I've just been living paycheck to paycheck, and I've not even pursued that passion. Like, it's like that light just dimmed a little,